You know, when I saw this palette, I was a little nervous because pastels. Pastels can be great to wear, but as eyeshadows, they can be a little intimidating, especially on deeper skin. But she came to play. She came to play, and I am loving this look. So let's go ahead and get started with the video. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So today I am excited. Look at this beautiful, pretty palette. So this is actually called Pretty in Pastels. Yes, look. I love the hologram. It's so beautiful, sleek, elegant. But let me go ahead and introduce myself before I get carried away. If you're new to this channel, welcome. And if you're older but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. But please just call me Ash or Ashley, and eyeshadow is my jam. So I love me some Glaminatrix, and recently I have become an affiliate with Glaminatrix and on their PR list. So they sent this over to me. So it hasn't even released yet. So when you see this, it will be on the way, and I have some looks for you so you can decide if you like this palette. You know, check it out on my tan skin tone. For reference today, I am wearing, for foundation, I'm wearing the Luminous Silk Foundation by Armani in 8.75. I wear the Rare Beauty Foundation quite a bit in 430W Warm. I wear the Fenty Beauty in like 385, 17 in the Dewdrops, Pat McGrath Medium Deep 22. So I'm medium deep, not deep, but my skin complexion has the range to grow. I can get very deep in the summertime, and as you can see, I'm very warm, okay? I have a lot of gold, a lot of red, and golden undertones in my skin tone. So I just wanted to kind of point that out if you were wondering about the skin reference, because as we know, sometimes the pastels, they can be a little frightening. But let me open this up for you. So I like the packaging, you know, so it actually opens like this or over to the side and kind of lays like a book. But I like how you can just kind of do your makeup because you have a full length mirror right here. And this is the palette. It is really pretty. And look at that deep, dark row, okay? That deep, dark row is not plain. And I just actually thought that having, you know, Luminous, I was like, oh, that's a little different to have it in a pastel palette because it's definitely red, and that's not something you usually see. So you got 2 rows of shimmers, and you have 2 rows of the pastel shades, and then you have your deep dark row that definitely helps anchor the looks. And that's why I am loving this look, because I'm like, okay, it's pastel, but it's giving depth, it's giving dimension, it's showing up on my skin complexion, and the formula is just right. So as far as some of the launch details, I don't have that yet. I don't know how much the palette is going to cost, and they're actually releasing like 2 products at this particular launch. It's going to be on Sunday, May 3rd, but for most of us in the United States, it will be Saturday. Did I say May? March 3rd, which is a Sunday. So if you're in Australia or on the other half of the world, it'll probably be more Sunday for you. And if you're over here in the States, it would be Saturday. For my time zone, I'm in the Central Standard Time Zone because, you know, I'm in Chicago. I think it would be 5 o'clock p.m. But if you like follow them on Instagram, hit the little remind me button, it will convert it to your time, or you can go on like a little time converter, set your alarm, whatever you need to do. Now, they are also releasing at the same time, they are releasing these cheek and lip flush products. So I will be demoing these for you, and kind of like spoiler alert, feeling it. So they got 5 shades, and at first I was like, I don't know if this will work for me, but then I was like, oh yeah, you can use them on the lips too. So really excited to play with these. And like I said, I don't have the pricing at the moment, but as that information rolls out, I will put that down in the description box. But Been loving Glaminatrix Cosmetics so much. I have so many palettes. You have seen them across my channel. And this is actually the unicarton of the packaging. And on the back, it has the pretty in pastels. As you can see, it's all the ingredients information that they usually also list on their website. There is a warning. It says, for external use only, discontinue if irritation occurs. This is distributed by Glaminatrix Cosmetics and Gladstone, Australia. Okay, and they do have their city listed, or like their province or their state listed. The palette is 20 grams or 0.71 ounces. Sometimes you would think, am I a pharmacist? Why did that trip me up? Okay. So their website is glaminatrixcosmetics.au. The palette is made in the PRC, but they are cruelty free and they're vegan as well. So things can be made in the PRC, which is the People's Republic of China, and be cruelty free and vegan as long as they are not selling in the People's Republic of China. So if that is something that you're concerned about, you can rest assured that this palette and these products meet those standards. But I just love it. So of course I have some looks for you. Of course we got some thoughts along the way. So let's go ahead and jump on into the video. All right, we're going ahead and getting started. I'm priming my eyelids. I decided to go with my, let's see, Eye-cing eyeshadow base by GlamLite, and this is in the shade Carmel, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend it out. Of course, for my brows. Oh, I got them done. So excited. I got them done and retouched up. I actually get them waxed. I have a friend from high school who she has her own brow suite and salon. She used to work with like the Benefit brow bar, and now she does her own thing. And I don't get my eyebrows done that often, maybe every 2 to 3 months, because yeah, I don't want them to get too thin from being overwaxed. But yes, I got them taken care of because it was getting harder and harder to fill them in. And I used my Benefit Goof Proof Pencil, shade 3.75, to fill them in. And that's how I honestly know. Like, once they start getting harder and harder to fill in, so I'm going to go back in with another little dab of primer because you can get a little carried away sometimes. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with some looks. This is our little baby here. She's actually really quite pretty. You know, pastels can scare me, but we have that super deep dark row down below. So let's see what we can create. back and here are the looks. So I'm not quite finished with it. They did release also some cheek and lip flush combo. So it's a combination product. You can use it as a cream blush or you can use it on the lips. So for the blush, I'm gonna go in with the shade Lavish right here. And let's see. So bear with me, guys. I am not the biggest cream product person, so just give me a second. I grabbed my Sonia G detail brush and I'm going to take, I think I said gentle, but I'm going to take Lavish. That's the shade I want to do on my cheeks. And I'm going to do gentle on my lips. So let's see. I kind of swatched them yesterday and it kind of had like a little wet formula. So I'm just going to do a few dabs here. And I mean, I do cream products. Like I do have the Luminous Silk, you know, liquid bronzer that I actually really enjoy. So let's see. Ooh, this is a really pretty color. And it blended out very nicely. I just did a couple dabs as you saw. Actually, I'm gonna go through my face products in a second. I'm actually wearing the Luminous Silk foundation and like my usual suspects, the Juvia's Place bronzer, the Luminous Silk concealer, and I don't know, you know when you prep your skin well, like I got out of the shower before filming, did my, you know, exfoliation with my black soap and moisturized and everything. Yeah, I don't know, the products have just been sitting today. It's a good makeup day, you know? Because sometimes you apply the products and you're like they're cute, but you know, you could just tell sometimes when you look better. Had a couple bottles of water today already. So, okay. It's a nice little subtle, okay. And that was the more brown shade called Lavish. So I'm just gonna pull it out so you can see what it looks like. There we go. I'm here for this. This is pretty. Oh, pretty. Okay. Yes. All right, we're gonna let that kind of dry down and set in place. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and take my favorite Maybelline highlighter that I usually use. You know, it's just a nice kind of melony gold highlighter. Really, if you're looking for a nice, if you have this one, this is the Divine Rose highlighter by Pat McGrath. It's the same thing. Literally, it's just I've had this one first and it's like I'm just working on it, you know. Okay, so that is done. Now let me see, I need to find a lip liner real quick, and unfortunately I have a tiny little pimple right there because, you know, but I guess I didn't clean my face well enough last night when I came in. All right, I got my brown liner by Blend Buddy. It comes with one of their lip creams. It doesn't have a name, but it comes together in the set. And I just literally finished off my Juvia's Place liner, so it's like I need something. Now I'm gonna take the other shade, Gentle. And I do have a little bit of that Fenty plush lip mask on underneath. Okay, this is cute. I'm just gonna blend it in. Ooh. All right, all right. All right, so here is the final look. I think it came out great. You know, the thing about pastels for me sometimes, like, I'm not the deepest of skin complexion, but they can still be scary a little bit on my complexion, and sometimes they just don't show up the way they need to. Now, I feel like both of these looks this one gives more sunset, but this one gives pastel, so you can give some looks that are like curated to like the skin tone. And the perfect thing about it, like, these mattes go deep. I wanted to make sure I use this shade Luminous, which is like that red shade, because when I swatched it last night, I was like, this is so interesting because it's definitely like a brick red, and that's not usually something you would see in a pastel palette. The deep roll is like coming through. So I would say that I did get better luck when I went in with my number 12 rougher brush, and especially when I went in on the inner corner and I took Infatuation, which is this baby blue shade, and I definitely got more pigmentation. So I would definitely say, like, you need to use a tighter brush, and if you really want the color to show up. Also found it to be a little bit better when I went in with Fanciful. Now, when I just kind of brushed it across the crease, I was just like, I'm not really seeing purple, but I think everything came together really well. The shimmer choices are really great. You have the 2 rolls, so I was able to get something that just really pops, really looks impactful. Like I said, this one is giving more sunset vibes. This one is just giving pastel blues, but it's a lot of depth to it where it doesn't look lost. The shimmers bring a little power to it. They bring the sparkle, they bring the shine, and really help like clean up, you know, basically they really help complete the look. So I think it was really thought out well how they put these colors together, especially with pastels, because like I said, they can be very scary, but this deep roll is coming through. So for the eyes, the waterlines, I decided to go in with my Colourpop Multichrome Gel Cream Liners, and this one is called Actin Up. I think it just came out in January, and child, already the little stuff is starting to fade, but this is Actin Up, so this is the purple one that I have here, and I thought it would be so fun, and it pairs well with the look. And then I've never used this one. This is the orange one. Now, this one is quite lighter, but it is pretty. This is the shade Movie Star. And I put it like here on the inside. And then I went in with my Pat McGrath Labs Permagel Liner in the shade Extreme Black to just kind of put it on the outer corner, just kind of ground it so you have some depth and dimension, and it wouldn't just kind of take away from my eye. Because sometimes if you have on too bright of a liner, it'll just kind of take away from everything. And so I kept it more to the inside. And I went over all my other face details. Like I said, I used my Luminous Silk Foundation along with the concealer, my Juvia's Place bronzer that I always love. And then these are really nice. I'm loving how the lip feels. It feels great. It feels hydrating. It doesn't feel too slippery. Now, I did have on that Fenty lip mask underneath. That is like my staple at this point. I pretty much love that product. But right now, it blended out well, and it's a color. Because at first, I forgot that these could be used as lipsticks also. Because at first, I was like, some of these shades are pretty light. But as lips, it's going to work well. And I think the blush looks nice too, because it just gives you a nice hint of color without doing too much. So I'm loving everything. The combos, this look, the blue look, the sunset look. I'm here for it, and everything blended out really nicely. Like I said, I think you just have to take your time blending in. As you can see, the bottom row is really, really pigmented, but the colors can get away from you, so I wanted to kind of keep them concentrated, so that's why I definitely took my time blending them. But let's go ahead, let's create one more look, so I will be right back.
Cards on the table, your turn to play. We can't turn back now. We know how this will go. It's so sad that I'm leaving. I just don't see no other way. And it seems like you feel the same. Could have had everything, but you had to go and mess it all up. Whatever you want me to do, yeah, you know that I won't. When you're saying those things to me, keep on making me misbehave. I don't want you. to get out. Everything's different, I know how this will go. I'm so sorry for leaving, I can't even believe it. Maybe we'll meet again. Could've had everything, but you had to go and mess it all up. Whatever you want me to do, yeah, you know that I won't do that. When you're saying those things to me, keep on making me misbehave. I don't want you. When you're making me feel this way, like I'm the one to blame. Nah, yeah, yeah. Saying bad things to me, saying bad things to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Saying bad things to me, saying bad things to me. Yeah, please just for once say that I'm right.
All right, guys, I am back, and here is the third and final look. Nice and mint and green and sky blue. I am feeling it. So all three looks I really enjoy playing with. I think the shimmers make an absolute difference in this palette. Definitely the deep dark shades made an absolute difference. For this particular look, I have on the same lashes, which are my Ardell 420 naked lashes. And for this particular look, I did go in with just my extreme black liner from Pat McCraft Labs, because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do the green liner. It might have been just too much green, so just kind of break it up. Still loving the blush products. I did have to touch up after wiping off, like, you know, the first two looks, and I just love how everything has come together, and I am just really liking this release. So, you know, like usually pastels make, but I feel like this is pastel, but it's giving a lot of depth. It's not giving too chalky. I would definitely say it's probably a few chalky shades in here, maybe. Because, you know, let's keep it honest. I did not fool with this middle row, so I can't say that it's chalky. That would be the wrong impression. But for starters, I would say that this row played nice. You did have to kind of do a lot of building, but Labyrinth, this kind of aquamarine shade right here. Okay, can't get my finger up. This shade right here, it did build up really nice, and I really like the green restful. So all of the deep dark mattes I used, except for Tranquil, which is the deep purple one. I like how everything is kind of arranged in order, you know, so you can kind of see how to put it together. And with the two rows of shimmers, I really like how the packaging opens, how it can stand like this. If you're using it, you can just kind of do like this to do your makeup, because you have like your full face basically. So it's really nice how that is actually set up. Everything worked out really well. The shimmer formula, I was expecting nothing short of a really great shimmer formula, because I love Glaminatrix shimmers. They do multichromes well. They do shimmer shades really well. I felt like nothing was just too repetitive, even though we have two yellows, but they were a little bit different. Even it's a clear differentiation between, like, you know, the pink and the purple and the blues. Really pretty how those paired. Let's see, I think I would just have to probably, I don't know, this little row, that first row of mattes, right, it scares me. I probably won't touch it, but I feel like if you're in the market for a pastel palette, like, I really like this one, especially if you're a woman a woman of color, your my skin complexion a little bit deeper. I feel like you have a lot to offer, because you can do pastel looks without just being like overtly pastel. Like I said, you get a lot of depth and dimension into the look, and you just kind of use those pastel elements to just kind of like highlight in your inner corner, across your lid, and the outer brow bone. So I think it works really nice. Now, notably, another brand that I love, and this particular palette was sent to me in PR as well, which is the Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet. So when we think about pastels, we got to pull this little baby out right here. And I do like this palette, and I don't like this palette, because definitely I like the darker shades. The darker shades made it work for me. I really do like the tones of the darker shades. Like, I will reach in probably to get some of these tones. But I do feel like in this particular palette, there was a little bit too much that I couldn't work with. Quite a few of the shades that just pulled off too white versus the Glaminatrix palette. And then I feel like the shimmers from Glaminatrix are actually a better quality. But I love both of these brands equally as much. So, you know, like it's like we're not choosing. But if I was to choose a pastel palette between the two, based off of this first impression, I would go with this one because I feel like it's a little bit more edited. And even though we have the deep dark shades in here, I really like the tones of these deep dark shades in this particular palette. Like I feel like it's more edited down, especially if you're a person my color, because a lot of the shades in the Glam and the Blend Bunny one, excuse me, I was not able to use, but definitely this row right here. So it only kind of left, you know, these particular 4 shadows that I'm sure I can use, but I just didn't incorporate it into my looks. Of course, I'm not done with this palette. You will hear me talk about it later on. You'll probably see it pop up maybe in a palette rotation. You might actually see it pop up. Well, you'll definitely see it pop up when I do my palette rankings and I wrap up about things like that, because I definitely want to always come back and share more thoughts about the palette. But overall, I'm really happy. At the time, like I said, I don't have any pricing info when this is releasing. I do know it's releasing, I want to say March 3rd. So if you want to go ahead and get your hands on it, get your little time converter, hit the little remind me button on the Instagram and kind of make it easy for you, because definitely the things are in Australian time. The shipping was fast. It's usually like 2 weeks. This is a palette that's in stock. They have moved away from doing pre-orders, which I love because it's like growth and reinvesting into your business. Because when I first started rocking with Glaminatrix, it was definitely like pre-order. We had to wait a while. Then we had to wait a couple weeks for it to ship, you know, versus now it's like, it's somewhat instant gratification because I live in Chicago and they're in Australia, so I have to wait for it to arrive. But I do like these palettes. So if you're interested in it, please use my code Dr. Ash. That could save you some money, and it also helps support and put right back into this channel. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be soon. And subscribe to my channel because, you know, I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. With all that being said, you already know how we got to end this video. Gotta hit it with the cheddars. Cheddars. Hey, 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 cheddars. Cheddars. Hey, cheddars. Cheddars. Hey, cheddars. All right, y'all. Bye.